invited to pull up a chair on Lisa Harper's Back Porch, where faith meets real life. Welcome to Back Porch Theology. Each episode helps you dive deeper into God's Word and discover that the gospel isn't just good news for eternity. It's great news for everyday life, because God is for you, and He's always been restoring our value and drawing us closer to Him. With honest conversations, a few laughs, and guests ranging from close friends to brilliant theologians, Back Porch Theology is thoughtful, meaningful, and never stuffy. So grab some coffee or sweet tea and join Lisa Harper on Back Porch Theology. Subscribe now wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Woman receives a letter in the mail from 1953, figures out who it belongs to. Written by Heather Riggleman, read by Julie Provost. A woman receives a letter in the mail from 1953 and figures out who it belongs to. Every good mystery begins with something ordinary, and then one small thing that is not. And if you're anything like me, the headline will have you hooked. It also happens to include a mailbox in December, a woman expecting only bills and grocery store ads, and then a letter. But not just any letter, but one dated June 10th, 1953, resting quietly in a North Dakota mailbox the week before Christmas, as if time itself had leaned in and whispered now. Anna Malk doesn't get many surprises in her mail, mostly just bills, she laughed. So when she saw the thin, yellowed envelope marked airmail and addressed only to AVARP and Ann Gross, Kennetar, North Dakota, she paused. No street address, no house number, just names in a town, as if the letter trusted land to remember where it belonged. This was a doozy, she said. I really had to look at it. I couldn't believe the date. The seal was already broken, and Anna read the words of a young man named Ben, written while he was serving in the army. The letter spoke of daily life, with the weight and quiet courage of somebody standing near danger. It reads like they were going into battle, she said, and suddenly it wasn't paper at all. It was a voice, a heartbeat, a life folded into ink. Anna knew the Gross family. Their farm was just down the road. When she reached out, the mystery deepened. Valentine Gross, the V on the envelope, had seen the letter before. It was one of dozens his older brother, Benedict, had written home. He wrote a lot of letters, Valentine said, and he kept every single one. Years later, Valentine mailed these saved letters back to his brother in Georgia, carefully taped inside one large envelope. But when it arrived, the letters were gone, lost, it seemed, until one appeared in Anna's mailbox. Another reached a different brother. 15 are still missing. And so the ending hasn't arrived yet, because this isn't just a story about a letter. It's a story about how nothing written in love is ever truly lost, how words wait, how grace travels slowly, and how sometimes the most beautiful mysteries are still finding their way home. Isaiah 55:11, so is my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it.
Faith shapes how we live, and it should shape how we steward our money too. That's why 316 Financial exists. We're an online bank created to help people align their finances with their faith and their values. At 316 Financial, 10% of our profits are given back to faith-based ministries, supporting work that makes a lasting difference. It's a simple idea. Everyday banking can be a powerful way to live generously, and you don't have to sacrifice quality to bank with purpose. 316 Financial offers modern online banking, no monthly fees, free ATM access nationwide, and competitive interest rates designed to help your money grow responsibly. Whether you're saving for the future, managing everyday expenses, or looking for a bank that reflects what matters most to you, 316 Financial makes it easy to bank with intention. Learn more and open an account today at bank316.com. Banking services are provided by 316 Financial, a division of Primis Bank, member FDIC.
This month on the Salvation Army's weekly podcast, Words of Life, we're wrapping up a series where we've been focused on Christian writers and authors of all kinds. And beginning March 11th, we'll start sharing a testimony where you'll hear from members of a Salvation Army band right after they returned home from a powerful trip and ministry opportunity in South Africa.
One of the lasting effects that I have of the entire trip was hearing the kids sing back to us.
There's a chorus that says, "What shall I render to Jehovah, for he has done so much for me." And to hear kids who have been abandoned sing that with every bit of their spirit back to God, I will never forget that.
Listen to Words of Life wherever you get your podcasts or visit wordsoflifepodcast.org.
Neighbor risks his life to save a mother and her children from a house fire. Written by Michaela Gordoni, read by Julie Provost. Heroic neighbor saves a mother and her children after their townhouse caught on fire in Baltimore. Stephen Angelelli was asleep in his bed when he heard popping sounds outside the house. When he saw that the home across the street was in flames, he ran to it without hesitation. As he ran outside, he yelled to his neighbors, "Is anybody there?" His question was answered by screaming. "I heard like horror screams. It was haunting. It was scary, and I knew it wasn't good," he recalled. He tried to grab a ladder that was on the nearby parked truck, but couldn't get it off due to an arm injury. Instead, he ran over beneath the third-story window and told the woman screaming to drop her 2 children into his arms. There was tons of black smoke billowing out of the window, and fire lit the floor below. He knew everyone had to act quickly. At first, the mom didn't want to drop her first son down, but when she realized she had no choice, she consented. Drop him, Stephen shouted up at her. Then she dropped the boy into his arms. 2 neighbors nearby Stephen helped him. She dropped the second child, who slipped through Stephen's grasp. Stephen was still able to break his fall. One of the boys is 9 years old. Before he was dropped, the mom told him, "I looked him straight in the face. I said, if you don't let go, we're going to die in here." It was very scary, the boy said. Then neighbors helped prop up the ladder so the mom could climb down. "I knew she had seconds left because the smoke was too intense," Stephen said. The fire started in the family's living room. It completely destroyed that section of the house. "You're my hero," the mom told Stephen, hugging him. "I don't mind putting my life on the line for others," Stephen said. "I think God put me here and puts me in situations to help other people. I did what anyone else would do for my family. And thank God that he did put him there. Thanks to him, the family suffered only minor injuries and will have a full recovery."
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.
This is my skyship, Dreamer. My cargo is stories, and our destination, dreams.
With Abide Sleep Stories for Kids, you can help your children fall asleep fast and learn about God. To find these kids' bedtime stories, go to lifeaudio.com or search your favorite podcast app for Abide Stories for Kids. You can also download the Abide app for more biblical meditations at abide.com.